Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, I forgot I had it off the participants video, so like, where's everybody at? Okay, I see you guys. Hi. Happy Thursday. Ooh, the week is over already. February is like, how's everybody feeling? How are you feeling? Hey, Leash.
Hey y'all.
Hey. Oh,
Finally made it.
yes, I
That's all I'm
know.
gonna say.
I know. I already know. It's okay. Yeah. Um, okay, let me.
Hey
Uh,
y'all.
cool. I'm gonna send I know I think I sent it to Alicia. I gotta send it to everybody else. The link from the it's a iCloud or it's a cloud Zoom. So I need to just send that link and then I'll upload it later from the acting workshop. Okay, cool. So
Kiki, that
uh-huh.
documentary was so good.
Oh yay,
That
thanks.
was so good. I was watching it. I think I watched it it was like 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
I was laying in bed. It was so good. Like
Oh good.
I
Girl,
didn't
that's on my
realize
watch for
I
tonight.
remember watching Danielle when he was just straight up a dancer. So it's really
Yes.
interesting seeing him like transition to more of like into music now. But yeah, you were in your bag with that. I loved it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny that happened by accident because we were supposed to do an actual video. We ended up doing the video, but things kind of like was not going as planned, so we had to like okay, I was like we had to do a big pivot and I was like, well, let's just figure out for this room, every room has a thing. So that room was supposed to have a video. We did the video, but that wasn't the initial like plan we had. So I said, well, we're gonna have to make this. Let's just do a documentary. Let's just make it feel like what I'm saying. So that's how it happened. And then I was like, well, I just got to tell the story. And we did more of his story versus like sometimes we focus sometimes on the actual dancers that's in the room. But this one was like more of him, so introducing him as an artist. But yeah, I'm glad you guys liked it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's good. So, I know we talked about we're kind of getting into the meat of you guys when it comes to dancing and performing and getting into the different spaces. We talked about, music videos and I definitely kind of expressed um my feelings of, you know, disdainment sometimes, I think, when you think about videos, because you just think about all of the things that happen in the process, but then when you get the product or the video itself, it's like, oh my God, it wasn't that bad, You're like, oh, it wasn't that bad because the video is lit or it's good or it's, whatever. But nobody ever sees all of the stuff that happens. So, y'all as performers and when you are on these sets, you just need to really be aware and mindful of what is going to actually take place. Sometimes it's not bad. It's not every video is not bad, but also be specific in what type of videos you want to do. Don't I always say don't feel like you're obligated to just do any video either. Every video is not you don't have to be on every music video set. So you want to be mindful, like how we talked about the affirmations and like the type of jobs you want to work on. There are some videos that I like. I loved every part of it as a dancer. It's like, yo, this is like amazing. It came out great. It was hard work, but it was like, you know what I'm saying? It was good. It was a great experience. It might have been a few days type videos, but I knew when I was in it, I was like, this is special. This is something that's gonna be great when it comes out. And videos are the great thing about videos, it is a space that is very safe for dancers in the sense of, you're gonna do it a bunch of times. So it's not like you gotta be on, but you gotta be you it's okay because you're gonna get another chance. You're gonna get another take. You're gonna get another like, all right, we're gonna do it again. So that's the upside and downside because then you're tired. I done did this. We done did this set, this verse or this hook. about 10 times or whatever. So it varies. I can't really tell you how you're going to be. They're all going to be different. Just, just show up in the space and be ready mentally, physically, connected. Make sure you're familiar with these artists. Do not get on a job with an artist and you have no idea who they are and none of their music, and you're not, it's like, even if you freestyling and you get booked for artists, like, just get familiar with the artist. Your job is to just become them in the dance form or the performer, because you're an artist too, but your job is to really bring their music to life, be amazing on the set, really connect with camera, with the record. Like, that's your goal, so that when you look back on the video, you can be proud. You can be like, oh my God, nobody has no idea what all happened, but it looks great. It looks great. I'm so excited. That is your job. Bring the music video, the artist to life. And it's great because they got editing. So, you just hope and pray you make the edit. And sometimes the videos don't come out. And that's the real thing too. I can't tell y'all how many videos I've done, both dance and choreography, that never saw the light of day. And you'd be like, damn, did all that person the shooting and y'all ain't gonna put the video? It still can go on your resume like you did it. But I'm just being honest and keep it real. Some artists, they be in there, whatever, and the video never comes out. So, that's whack, but it is a real thing. But at the end of the day, as long as you get your check, you get paid. You get your job, you did the job, you get paid for it, whatever. Okay, it is what it is. But so yeah, so that's like my little music video vibes. Again, that's the quickest way for a dancer to get seen, visibility that is in a professional space that looks like, oh, you do this for real. You actually are with the artist, they're recording artists. So, it gives you that, like, that shiny part of what we look for as professional dancers. The little glitz and the glam and the little sparkly stuff, like, ooh, that feeling that you want, you're gonna get that from the artist side. You won't get that really from the TV show or the movie unless it's that, but it's gonna take a long time to come out. Hopefully you see yourself and whatever. Music video, more than likely, if you dancing and you next to the artist, you get some freestyle stuff, you're probably gonna make the video cut. And that's always a good thing. You take that content, you use that to add to your reels and stuff like that. So the other aspect of working with dancers, or I'm sorry, working with artists, is live shows, which hence live, meaning it isn't filmed or take. It's not like you get a bunch of chances to get it right. It's like it's live, and you got one time to kill it. You got one time to do it. It's not a okay, reset. Okay, back to one. It's not that. It's very much okay. We about to go live, and again, a very great space for dancers that are trying to get visibility, trying to get on the scene, get to do like live shows with artists that, for instance, if you're doing an award show, or a late night show, a morning show, these are all live. Specifically, when I say live, I'm saying televised, meaning you're going to see it on TV. Like Super Bowl, that's live. They got one time, that's it. It's over after it's over. So we're not resetting. We're not getting another chance to do it again. It's live. And that is a goal. As a dancer, you want to do as many live performances as possible. I think, when you're dancing, when you first started dancing, look, right, you had like recitals, or even going into the professional space, you got like showcases, carnivals, live shows, like, they might have like spaces for artists to do showcases, but then like you get a chance to dance. So all of that's like live performances. You want to do those as much as possible, even in the beginning, even if it's not a big artist and they got a show, they got like, oh, they got this summer, spring, whatever jam, and they got a little performance they're doing. Get on stage. That's the thing. Get on the stages. You want to get in those spaces as often as possible too, because those are also great spaces to develop as a performer that performs live. It's a difference from class and then actually going on stage, like night and day. You know what I'm saying? How you dance in class, you might not necessarily dance that way when you get on the stage. One, because it's just a different space, there's a different energy. You got actual people right now, or it's a camera, that's filming you live out to millions. That's folks at home watching on their TV or their phone. So, it's just different. Not like the music video set is contained. We are in a stage or a set. And so, yes, there's a camera there. And yes, you're looking at the camera, but there ain't a lot of people like an audience or, it's not that type of energy. You got to kind of create that. The live show, oh, it's folks, depending on what type of show. You got festivals that are live, but then the main thing we're going to talk about mostly are like televised. So real quick, you can put in the chat, what are the shows, live shows that you plan on doing? I ain't gonna even say want to do. Plan on being on. What are those shows? Let me let's see. Let's hear. You can put in the chat, or you can come on the mic, either or. What are the shows that you are like? Yes, this is a show that I'm going to perform on. These are the stages or the live shows that I want to be on. Let me go to chat. Yes, Tony's. Mm-hmm. Tony Grant. Yes, BMAs. Absolutely. Very good. Yep. Grammys, Tony's, BMAs, Coachella. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. I love it. BT Awards. Yes. Yes. So the cool thing with live shows, like they just had the Grammys. And normally I talk about, I didn't honestly get a chance to watch the entire Grammy. So normally I'm watching them in real time. So we have like conversations about those, which I still will do. I'm gonna send you guys the links. But the cool thing about award shows, even, daytime shows, night show, whatever, award shows for sure, you can always guarantee, like, when it's happening, it's coming up. So the cool thing is that as a dancer, you can already put into motion some of these things to like show up. So it's not like, okay, we named all these shows, okay, Grammys, Coachella, BMAs, BET Awards. Okay, that's great. So now to go a step further would be, all right, Brit Awards. Yes, I did Brit Awards. Oh my God, amazing. So to not go further is like, all right, these are the shows that I want to be on. So how can I start to put myself in position to get on them? It's not always about, oh my gosh, when are the auditions for the BET Awards? It's like that'll happen, but then it's like, I mean, are you really going to sit and wait to hope and pray you find out about an audition for BET Awards when I already know BET Awards cracks every summer around June, end of June, and it's always in LA. I know that to be true. I know the Grammys to always be around this time of year. I know Billboard, iHeart, AMAs, VMAs to be around this time of year every year, like clockwork. So you as a dancer, you should know I have to have my own calendar of performances that I know I want to be a part of. You can't really gauge that when it comes to like TV and film because you just don't know. It's like last minute you hear about, oh, they have an audition for this TV show or this movie. Even with artists with videos, I mean, you don't really know when that's going to pop up. It's not like something that's publicly announced or planned out. They don't even be knowing, so they find out last minute. So, but these award shows, oh, they locked in. They are, it's happening every year around the same time. And so, if I know what's coming up? Let me see. I think the VMAs or BT or whatever. I'm gonna start already looking ahead. Coachella, okay? Y'all know that's every what, April? I think May. I don't know. You know it's coming, so we gotta start thinking further ahead into planning. So if I know I want to do the BET Awards, like I got to get on the stage. Yes, I'm gonna do my research and find out who's performing, possibly. Like um, I know certain artists, if they popping right now, more than likely they probably gonna do BET Awards. So I might start researching, okay, well, who are these choreographers or who are the dancers that's already in these camps, possibly that I can connect with. If I know, oh my God, I know Glorilla is hot right now, so she probably gonna do BT Awards. I'm already just thinking ahead of one who I said I wanted to work with from the gate, and then I'm already thinking ahead of these are opportunities that I might be able to try to figure out. So if I know BT Awards is always in LA around the same time, if you already know what it is, you can go Google it. BT is going to be taping on whatever day, or it's live. Going to be filmed on this night in June. I'm already going to be starting to look up particular artists, possibly, or choreographers, or I just got to plan my trip and get out there. Because the cool thing with being in the space that stuff is happening, it's easier to get booked for stuff. It's because you're in it. You like, oh yeah, I heard about, oh, they doing an audition tonight, or oh, they're looking for girls for this one artist because they need to add dancers, or oh, they got this, like you're in the mix. So it's easier to like get booked. I've done BT Awards, and it was times where I was doing two artists because they just needed more dancers. Oh, this artist wants to have 50 dancers. Okay, so they just looking for people to hire. Yes, I need to be in the mix. I just got to be there. So you just got to understand how that kind of works. If it was an award show that I knew I wanted to do, I'm doing all I can on the back end to try to figure out who do I need to talk to, who can I send my stuff to. I'm hitting people, letting them know, hey, I know you working with such and such. Like if there's an audition, I'm already like doing that part. How we talked about the networking, like you should be starting now to network with whoever, so that when BET Awards pull up, you've already done the networking. You've already commented on the post, or you've already DM'd the person, or you've already had the engagement or interaction, so that when this show comes up, it's not me randomly hitting them like, nah, I done made my play 6 months ago because I already knew I was trying to do this show. So you saw me 6 months ago starting to interact and connect and comment and communicate or engage or whatever back then. So here we are, BT Awards coming up. I'm already on your mind. I'm already in your presence or awareness because I've made a connection prior to now. So if I know such and such is choreographing or such and such is dancing, I've already hit them up. I'm doing that early. I'm not gonna wait until I know BT Awards coming up. So if I know I want to do it, I just got to figure out how to get on there. That's it. At that point, it's not really about who's gonna dance the best type of situation, because most of these jobs sometimes does not require that. Y'all can go watch these award shows, and I'm pretty sure you've seen dancers and been like, oh, I could do that. You know what I'm saying? Like it didn't require. Some shows, yes, it's a level of excellence dance wise, but at the end of the day, I'm not always trying to go after that either. Like simplicity is great for a lot of these shows when it's the type of artist that's not a dance artist. Every artist ain't a dance artist. So they're not gonna have all the busting and the A counts behind them if they really ain't their vibe. We gonna keep it cute. It might be a step, it might be a whatever. Yes, put me on stage. I can do that. I can do that. I can make sure I'm a part of the core. So when it comes to those types of performances, you got to know it's all types. It's not just this one hip hop routine that everybody got to be able to kill to be able to do BT Awards. It's just no. I did Young Jock. You think we was doing busting A counts? No. No, we had lines, girls. We all leaning with that thing. Hey, killing it. killing it. It didn't require me. It's all the training, didn't matter. Like, we ain't doing all that. We gotta be cool. But I always, you know what I'm saying? That's like an example. And I mean, I can go down the list of performances I've done. Yes, there was dance, but you know, and there was moments that was like, ooh, but it wasn't so. I don't want you to feel like intimidated in thinking you can't do these type of award shows. Whatever the reason might be in your head, I'm just telling you, anybody can do them. So they get literally anybody. Sometimes they're getting people. I just need you to sit on the couch and look cute for this setup for this artist, and you get the same check that the person that was doing all the bussing gets. Same check, because it's an after job. It's a award show. Everybody's getting paid the same. As soon as I step foot on the stage, everybody's rate is the same. It's not like, oh, they're gonna get more because they are better than. No, it's BET Awards. Everybody get the same check. So if I know that there's all types of positions, granted, yes, okay, I want to dance my life away. Great, you can do that too. But if it doesn't require all of this in my mind that I don't have to be, I'm trying to just get out there to get booked on the BET Awards. I don't care who I'm dancing with. I just want to get there. Get me in the mix, get me in the room, get me on the set, get me at the show, give me a contract, get me on TV so I can put this on my reel so that I can say I danced for such and such. It's on the resume, and then I'm on to the next. You know, it's not this whole like I gotta figure out how to. No, it ain't that deep. If you want to do the BET Awards, you can do it. All you gotta do is get there. All you gotta do is start connecting with people that do it every year. I think it's something they like. I'm tired. This is about my ninth BET Awards, and you can watch the show and see the people that are performing and be like, I can be on there. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. It's really not. Especially when you know that they are always hiring dancers. They hire a lot of dancers. So all these award shows are like that. Now, once you get connected with an artist and you're in the camp and they are doing award shows and performances live, then that's even better. It's like, oh, I'm really about to be doing all the shows because they are on they on a little route. They gotta go promote. So they doing this award show. They got this morning show. They, you know what I'm saying? They promoting their single or album or whatever. And that exists. So if I know that, I'm like, all right, let me just figure out how to continue to get in those spaces. So live show is also one of my favorites as a dancer, just just for the simple fact, you know, you're gonna be on TV. And again, that was my goal. I'm like, I gotta get visibility. I need people to recognize me on TV so that it's a connection there. It's like, oh, I just saw you dance on such and such or such and such. You know, like there's a correlation, and it just puts you into the professional space. So the music video is great, and live shows. So live shows um, is a different level, I will say, of pressure only because it's live. It's like it's the same feeling you get. I always say music videos like, oh, I'm getting ready for my show. Even though it's not a live show, the music video I treat it like a show because it's the same concept I'm about to perform. Even though I'm on camera and even though we about to do it a bunch of times, I'm still performing and I'm live in the sense of like when they say roll, you know, action or dance, like I'm dancing. The live show, yes, it is live. So there is no, you know, getting to do it over again. This is it. So your rehearsals prior to that, you know, if you have rehearsals prior to that, it is imperative that you understand I gotta be in my mind. I'm already at the show when we did the rehearsals. So you already thinking like that anyway, because we talked about rehearsals is the show. Now it's just a live element involved. So live shows normally, depending on what it is broadcast to millions. You know, you are essentially it's essentially a way to get into the homes of people that don't know you. You're able to now like connect to people that you would have never connected to had you not done this show live. Because now they see you. Now there's a like, oh, I saw you. I think I saw you. You'll get that like, saw you on something. You look familiar. It's that thing. Like, oh, you probably saw me perform on something. And that's great because now you can use that as leverage when you start trying to get in other spaces. When you do live shows, same rules apply. You're at work, even though it's the same concept of like TV and film when I think of corporate because you are on a contract. So you will be signing a contract any show you do that is live. You should never be going on TV that you haven't signed something to, like, what I'm saying? There you have to have something signed. They won't let you on the stage if you ain't signed no contract. Which is great. You know what I'm saying? You want to get that. It is AFTRA, so it's not necessarily residuals involved. It's like you getting that rate for the show and rehearsal, and that's it. But it is broadcast 2 million, so that's a great thing. When you do the live show with like award shows, just keep in mind, um, it's a weird energy. Okay, award shows specifically, it's a weird energy of performing because it's not necessarily fans that are there. So, for instance, y'all saw the Grammys and y'all saw the shows and you saw the audience. Who's all up in the audience? You got Beyonce. Hey, girl, Beyonce right there. Girl. You got, what I'm saying? All of these like celebrities. So, your audience is now celebrities. It's not even fans, it's celebrities. So, you are now performing not just to the camera of millions, but celebrities. Like that is your audience. And so the energy might feel not live, if that makes sense. It's like, because depending on who it is and what type of show it is, they not about to be lit and turned up how an artist fans would be at a live show, like a concert type of energy. But that's okay because your job is not to be performing for them. Your job is to perform for the camera. So I always tell dancers when y'all do live shows, don't think about performing all like so much for the audience versus camera, audience at home, audience watching the TV. That's who you really perform for. So you want to find cameras. Where are the cameras up in this mug? Okay, I know it's a camera back there. It might be a camera over here, over here. So when you're doing your tech rehearsals, you want to find your cameras so that you can automatically connect to somebody at the crib that's watching you. So I'm pretty sure y'all have seen performances or award shows, and you'll catch somebody looking at the camera or dancing to or performing, like giving a moment to camera because they understand they performing for somebody at home or watching on a phone or whatever streaming platform that is. They're looking for those moments. So your job as a dancer is to find those type of moments when you are on a live show. Connecting, of course, to the artist the same way you would with the video. But live shows, you want to make sure you have that energy, not just with the dancers, yes, and people that you with dancing with, but the artist as well. Because they are the reason why we're up there. Essentially, like, I'm up here to support the artist. And if you can build a rapport, like a connection, that it's like a synergy that you can have with certain artists that you can build with, they're gonna always want you next to them or around or performing because you bring something to their performance as an artist, right? That's your job. If they ain't feeling nothing and you just there, it's like it doesn't work. They're like, oh, you're replaceable. Then you don't want that. You don't want to be replaceable. You want to be, no, you got to have me at every show, whatever you're doing. Anytime you on stage, I need to be there. So you start creating that type of energy from the rehearsals, just building that connection. And those are like lifelong. Like you can do that early and be with artists as long as they are performing and touring. Pink has some dancers she's been with, I mean, decades, okay? Christina Aguilera, decades, like dancers that have been around. You've seen them, I'm sure. they have been dancing for a long time, and you just see them with them art, like, dang, like that's loyalty. Mark, oh my God, like Usher, like it's certain artists that I think about with dancers that when they first started, and there was something about that dancer is like, yo, I gotta have them with me. I can't perform without them. It's whatever. It's that energy and feeling. Figure out how you can contribute that to an artist, and that will help. When you're thinking about, okay, long term. We always think about, oh, right now, right now. I'm always thinking about 5, 10 years from now. Okay, do I see myself with this person? Is this somebody that I can, be on the road with? All of that, yes, matters, but you got to think about, how can I be impactful, not just on my dancing, but just the connection with the artist. You don't want to be too much either. It's like, hey, you got to have a fine line. It's important to figure that out. Yes, Denzel. Gil with Janet too. Like, it's so many. Janet's very loyal as well. Um, but yeah, so live shows, you got your award shows, and then you also have your late night shows. Those are taped because they're not coming on at when you see them at night. So they might tape earlier in the day. They're still live though. It's still, you only got one time to do it. And now the other side of live shows is morning shows, which that can be grueling because they come on at like 7 a.m. and you're always going to probably get like a sound check or tech rehearsal before. So that means, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, we dancing and we're going through this camera blocking before we actually go live. And that morning show, 7 a.m., 8 a.m. at the latest. that you would be dancing. So keep that in mind, as you like certain artists that are performing, and it's 7 a.m. we dancing. All right, yes, more outside too, outside getting it right. Good Morning America used to have like the summer jam, summer series or whatever. So all these artists performing in the summertime, but early in the morning. So those are after as well. You'll be on a contract for that. Um, all the award shows, the Coachellas and like the Rolling Louds and those type of festival shows, y'all can really do them because it's so many artists. I just remember I was in Miami working with pit bull dancers, and it was during the time Rolling Loud Miami was happening. So it was like, there was a lot going on. And they was like, yeah, we just got a random hit from somebody that's Lil Yachty. I think it was Lil Yachty, or no, not Lil Yachty. What's JT's ex? I don't know if they together or not.
Lil Uzi.
Lil Uzi Vert.
Lil Uzi Vert.
Lil Uzi Vert needed some people to be in a costume just to like walk on the stage, like, and they ended up doing it. And it was paying. I don't know if it was like over $500. It was something so like, they didn't have to be dancing. They literally had to just get into like I don't know if they had them like in a cloud costume. It was some type of theatrical thing, and they was on stage. They was like, shit, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's all we gotta do is just walk around on stage. Yes, I'm there. I'm there. So every job, y'all don't have to be you killing it. You know what I'm saying? It's like some stuff is easy money. Hey, I gotta do what? That's all I need. In one song, yes, I'm there. And it doesn't lower you as a dancer, like saying, oh my God, I'm not a dancer no more. No, you're still a dancer, performer, artist. Some gigs, it is what it is. It's not that, it ain't that deep. It's a check. You can do it or not do it. But they were rehearsing for Pitbull tour at the time and got a call to do that. And it's like, yeah, we was in these costumes. It was fun. We didn't do shit. We just walked on stage and just woo, 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 and then it was done. It's like, that's what it was. So I'm saying that to say some of these festivals and some of these shows that feel so like, oh my gosh, it's easier to get to once you like being more intentional or get into the spaces, the Coachellas. It'd be like 1 million artists on them shows, and it's 2 weekends in back to back, or two, or like twice. I don't know if it's back to back, but it's like It's like 4 times. Oh my God. People was doing 2 and 3 artists. Okay. So when I know that, I'm just like, all right, I have to just be more intentional about setting my sights on some of the artists or the choreographers or the actual gigs itself. When they are seeking talent, hey, we need to hire 10 dancers for, they're not concerned about your dancing. They like, we need 10 girls for this gig. That's it. Like checking availabilities. If I know somebody and I'm hearing about it, I'm just like I gotta get in the mix. That's it. So the Coachellas, the Rolling Louds, I mean they got Rolling Louds everywhere now. Some of these like the Soul Train Awards and like the Hip Hop Honors and the the Stellar, like Google or Chat GPT. Hey, send me a list of all the award shows that happen throughout the year. Even overseas. I've done Brit Awards. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I've done NRJ Awards overseas. So like BMA Europe, like y'all. Oh my God, the Latin Awards. OMG, get out of here. They're everywhere. Latin Awards. Miami always has those, but like the PJs, and they be having 2 and 3 throughout the year by themselves. They over there killing it. Like you don't just settle for the urban now. Get out of here. Go find find the pop, the K-pops, the Latin awards. They got Latin Grammys, they got the PJs. There's so much money in award shows, like it's crazy. It's crazy. If you want to like really lock in, like find a Latin artist and lock in. Find out when they are, where they are, and just start doing the research. I think it's the same mental concept we apply when we're looking for a job. It's like, oh my God, everybody's on LinkedIn and they searching and looking and like, they getting their stuff together. It's kind of the same way we should be trying to go after the shows. I don't want you to feel like you can't do those type of shows unless you're already with an artist. You don't. You can do an award show with an artist and never see that artist ever again. It's like, and I'm okay. I did Ricky Martin NRJ Awards one time, but Ricky Martin is on my resume as a dancer. On my resume, I went to, was it? Oh, it's in France. Like I went over there, and I didn't do anything else after that with Ricky Martin. I don't think, but it's okay. I'm not like, oh my God, I didn't do anything else. No, I did. What's her name from? I did the Brit Awards with she's huge over in London. Like they needed dancers. They flew dancers from LA over there. Like, so it exists. You don't think I wasn't dancing for these artists before I did the show. No, they auditioned, they had auditions, or it was somebody connected and hey, are you available? We performing over such and such. Sometimes it's the dancer, sometimes it's the artist, sometimes it's the actual show. So you got options. And neither of them are right or wrong. Neither of them is like, do it this way, this way. No, however I can get in. If it's somebody that's casting, that knows somebody, I don't care. I just got to get in there. That's it. That's all. That's the goal. Don't think you got to do it a certain way in order for it to happen. I have to know the artist in order to do the BET Awards. No, you don't. I promise you, somebody's gonna be posting something talking about they need to hire 10 girls for the BET Awards. You don't even know. I don't even care who the artist is. I don't. I'm like, as long as I get on the BET Awards, cool. You want me to do what? Sit in the car and hang and chill? Yes, I can do that. The car is gonna ride out on stage and you gonna hang out and just be bopping. That's it. Done. Same check. Everybody's getting the same check. Everybody's getting the same check. Some people might get more if they have rehearsals, but who cares? So or you can do both. You can do two. You can do more than one. You do more than one. It exists, y'all. So, moving forward, just know I don't have to If I'm not dancing for an artist and the BET Award comes up, that doesn't mean that I can't do it. It just means I got to figure out another way to get in. That's it. If I know a certain artist that's popping around this time and I know they probably gonna be doing it, I'm just doing my due diligence to slide in the back door or hit somebody that I know that's always doing the award shows and start connecting. That's all. That's it. So live shows, again, you already know it's live. So we want to have worked out this costume situation. We need to make sure we're like, okay, what am I wearing? What does my hair look like? What's my makeup? All of the stuff that goes into prior to the actual show that everybody forgets once the show starts. Like, oh my God, I have to dance in these heels. Yes, you have to dance in the heels. I've done, wardrobe, honestly, sometimes it's not that they don't care, they just aren't as sympathetic to us when it comes to dance because they just think, oh, you know what I'm saying? It's just heels. So, I've been at an award show where they just showed us these platforms and we know what the choreography is. And I'm just like, how are we supposed to do this? You have to make it work. Like your job is gonna always be do your best until, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, if there's something that is out of your control, it is what it is. I hate when things like we didn't rehearse this like this, or we didn't know like these shoes, or you know what I'm saying, like, oh my God, this wig or this jacket, think about Rihanna when they did Super Bowl. You thought they were gonna be dancing in these big old puffy jackets with things coming in their face. They like, oh my God, I'm ready to bust, and y'all got us in these outfits, So it's like just be ready for that. I wish I could just tell you, oh yeah, no, you'll always be good with that part because they just are gonna make sure they're sympathetic to you as a performer. No, they're not. This was y'all. This is what the look is that y'all wearing. So just be on it when it comes to your hair. Um, I've definitely been in situations where I was so concerned about exterior that I couldn't lock in on the performance. I'm hoping that my breasts don't pop out live, or like we did an award show with Ashanti and I'm about to drown live on stage because that's not how this was. It didn't go like this in the tape rehearsal. There wasn't this much water, but we are live, so it's my job as a professional to lock in and push through it. I can't be like, I can't believe y'all did y'all. What? No, we can't start over. Is it? You know what I'm saying? So just make sure you got double straps or whatever. If hey, I don't know, I'm scared. Y'all got me this little bikini. I don't know if this is gonna be enough. Like, oh, you just got me with this wig, and I need to have it sewed down because I don't know. It's like I think this ain't enough. It's gonna slide off. Like that is your job. If y'all don't depend on other people to make sure you good, they're not gonna do that. The artist, they're gonna make sure the artist is good, and even that sometimes doesn't work. So your job as a dancer, even when you're up against the wall and it's like just be on it. Let me try this outfit on now because I don't want no surprises. I don't want I don't want nothing snagging, my heel caught in this chain, because y'all got all these chains on us and bracelets and all this jewelry and we on a conveyor belt. Like it's so many other things, especially when you're thinking about a live show. This is different from music video. At least music video, you can get away with making adjustments because you're going to shoot it again. The live show, you can't, there ain't no shooting again. So what happens is going to happen. So your goal is to just be as prepared as possible for all of the shenanigans. I don't want no slip ups, oh my God, we need you to make sure the artist has the quick change on stage. Ugh, why? you want me to do that? Yes, you got to do it. You got to make sure she gets this cape off and switched on in 2.5 seconds, you know? So like being able to handle the pressure, that's all. Being able to handle the pressure, it comes because everybody don't think about that. Y'all are just really focused more on the dancing, and then it's like once you book it, you're like, oh, it's a whole nother game you got to play. You got to play the pressure game. How do I handle the pressure? How do I problem solve in real time, you know, as things happen and occur? How do I like, okay, they've told us we got to wear this, and this is what we've been wearing before, and now this has changed. Okay, yes, last minute they changing everybody's hair. Last minute they changing everybody's look, everybody's shoes, everybody's like it's, and we going live in less than 30 minutes. I've been there. I've been in like, what's happening? Okay, what are we doing? Okay, what? So I throw out all of the worst case scenarios. So when something does show up, and it may not be worst case, you at least like, I can handle it. I can get through it. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna push through. We're gonna be all right. Because everybody can't be frantic. Everybody can't be stressed. Everybody, you know, people pay attention to who handles pressure. Artists are already nervous too. So don't think it's just the dancers. They are nervous as well. So your job is to get to a space at some point where your energy is calming, you know, or seasoned, of course, but you know, it's normal to be nervous. It's normal to be obviously excited and all that. We just want to make sure we're always on point when it comes to every facet of it. Because the live part is the part that we forget. Like, oh, it's live. It's no redoing this thing. One take Jakes. Okay. Unlike TV and film, of course. Oh, you're gonna do it a million times. Don't worry. One of them takes will be good. But this live, you know, and even with touring, you get show after show after show. It's live, yes, but you get to redo it again and again and again. So whatever mistakes I made on that show, I can fix and do on the next. The live award show, that's it. You know, we got one time to get it right. So you just want your preparation prior to that should be at a level of excellence. You know, I'm practicing how I want to perform. If I know I'm dancing in heels, your heels should be in rehearsal. You should not be waiting until the day before the show to decide to start to wear the heels to practice in. It's like, no, I need to be in my heels up until we're doing the show. As close to, you know, as often as possible, getting comfortable in that. If I know I'm wearing short shorts for this performance, and every day I keep wearing baggy clothes and just like dancing baggy, I'm doing myself a disservice because that's not how I'm going to dance when I get these shorts on, and vice versa. If it's like, if I know I'm wearing a coat, a cape, a jacket, you know, I got a gear on, and I'm dancing like normal with regular clothes, I'm gonna do myself a disservice when it's time to really do it because I haven't been dancing in the gear. You know, I got to get comfortable in working my coat or working my hat or working whatever excess stuff, gloves and stuff that they got for this look. I need the full feel. I cannot wait until we go to the tech rehearsal or we about to go live. It's too late. I haven't worked out my kinks yet. So, you know, and it can be like, look, hey, what we wearing? So I can start getting ready now. I bring my own practice jacket. If I know we wearing a jacket, I'm bringing my own for practice. You ain't got to tell me. We wearing heels, we wearing boots. Okay, I'm bringing my own boots if y'all ain't got them yet. That's your job. That is your job. Don't wait on nobody. Don't depend. Don't. Yeah, no. I'm taking initiative to be ready. just like any other job. It's the same thing. Same concept. Any other job you would be on, you would be preparing. You got a test coming up. You're gonna prepare for the test. I'm studying, I'm going over my notes, I'm doing whatever. Same concept. So don't get lost in what everybody else is doing, you know, because some of them have been there before and they've gone through this already. Or, you know, they feel like they don't have to do that. And that's on them. That ain't on you. You're gonna lead with the mindset of I'm staying ready. And I don't want no surprises. I don't want to be, oh my God, I didn't know that this is gonna be like this. I want to be over prepared. I'd rather be that than under. And if you can take that approach, especially for live shows, that's gonna just help you get into the enjoyment of the show. You're gonna do the show and not even remember. Like, I don't even remember doing it. What happened? If we went live, we done. It's over. Yes, it's over. It's over. So, what are some things that you guys are, I don't want to say, yes, anticipating when it comes to live shows? If you've done live shows too, also talk about what that experience was like. But what are some things that you are anticipating when you are going to be doing your live shows? You can come on the mic.
For me, I've done live shows. One thing I definitely anticipate is from experience, just staying as ready as possible to be called on, because I've had moments where like they've changed the set around last minute,
Mm-hmm.
or if an artist had a bunch of numbers, they pushed a number up and then I'm going on stage like 30 minutes before I thought I was gonna go
Yeah.
on. So uh just anticipating things like that, and just staying around, like staying around so that you can always kind of have your ear to everything, so that if
Mm-hmm.
something changes, you're not down the street in a bathroom and then you miss the number and now you fired and they're never going to see you again. So
Yeah.
that's me from experience, but I'm excited to hear what everyone else has to say.
Okay.
I'll go.
Mm-hmm.
I have done, I guess, live shows in the concert and commercial realm, so I definitely agree with India. I'm just anticipating like last minute changes.
Yeah.
I feel like when it comes to, especially the commercial world, I feel like I'm never settled because I know like something is just like it's gonna be a storyline, or it's gonna be like I know even on stage, like sometimes it's like the jacket doesn't come off and it's like what was that one performance where it was Glorilla and she was like putting her
Yeah. No,
shirt
I
back
saw.
on? I was like, it happens like
Yeah, it
that.
happens. Oof.
And even with like concert dance, I had a friend, she did her quick change too early. And I looked at her and I was like, what? I was like, it's too soon, it's too soon. But she freaked out. But luckily, I was like dressed already for the dance that was after. So I just was like, I'll help you. I was like, it's you have time, you have time. Like, don't stress. So I guess for me, I anticipate just never really relaxing. Sometimes in the concert world, you can relax because you do the same dances.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's like you have a different preparation where it's
Yeah.
like this the dance we do, and we've been working on it since like, the
Yeah.
timeline is like 6 months in
Yeah.
advance. It's
That
like, oh
that
my
part.
gosh.
That part.
But
That part.
like, commercial, it could be one day, it could be one week. Sometimes it's like an hour before. So it's just like
Yeah.
the lunch break, not really the lunch break. You're so
Nope.
anxious that you like, let's rehearse, record me. What do I look like?
Mhm.
Just being really consistent so that when something happens, I'm not like, oh, I forgot the choreography. I can just
Yeah.
say, I can rely on muscle memory to get me through.
Yeah.
Physically, when mentally I need to be, or the opposite. Mentally, I'm there, and like physically, I may have to change something else. So everything has to be like locked in.
Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned about like the time because that's important. That's an important aspect too, and consider majority of the stuff that y'all do, especially if it's a live show, you're not gonna have a lot of time to prep or rehearse. So just that part alone is a whole nother factor that we want to make sure we're considering in those environment situations, being able to like not only quick changes and change happening, but the time that I actually have to actually learn the stuff. If it's a festival or like a Coachella, you're doing more than one song. So all of that included in high pressure. Okay, I have a lot to learn too. So that's a great thing to consider.
Hey y'all. Sorry,
Oh,
I'm still. Oh,
No, no,
okay,
no,
y'all can.
good.
Okay, sorry, I'm still driving home. But that was going to be my touch point of where I feel like I am within my dance journey, especially in more commercial spaces. But the challenge of, not that choreography retention is hard for me, I know I've grown in that space, but the challenge of really doing it right, like the first time. I don't know how to, I wish I could put the words, but because of like the usual short preparation, I had an experience when I did the Haiti Awards, which is, I've done it twice, which is like Nigeria's Grammys. It came to Atlanta for 2 years, but then they went back to Nigeria. But when we had to learn like over like 10 dances in like 2 days, and these artists are flying from Nigeria. They're not rehearsing with us. Like they're only coming the day of the show. And making sure that we are looking good. So for them to feel comfortable, because they're like, there's nothing, I don't know anything. I don't know y'all. We're not going to really rehearse together. Some of them don't even make it to the tech because they're flying from overseas. They're literally making it right on time for the show. And that happened both years. But like the challenge, I enjoyed the challenge. And of course you have notes for yourself, but I enjoyed the challenge of like, okay, I learned this in a short period of time. How am I maneuvering? Of course, like we said, in production, there's going to be changes. 1 year, literally, Ashake changed his song order in the middle of like performing. I guess like the band was like feeling really good because this is his band he usually performs with. And then they transitioned to a different song. And we were like, wait, we are not supposed to dance for that song for another 2 songs. And everybody was like, oh, wait, hold on. And so like people were coming in. It looked like a ripple, but that was not supposed to be what it was supposed to be. The band was going crazy. They was feeling it. I guess it was a spiritual moment, but that was crazy. But how do you like tune in for that? And that was something that was really crazy to experience. But like the feeling of when in short preparation, still looking like I had those 6 months as if I did, like when I'm dancing with the company. That is I feel like a personal area of growth for me in commercial dance. I've seen the growth, but that's something I really enjoy, kind of like when you're testing yourself. And that's a place where I feel like I get to see that test and how did I hit my markers today? Because the first time I did the headies versus the second time, I felt better, but it was still some notes. But it was, but yeah, I like that. I like the challenge of that. Not that other jobs aren't challenging, but thus far in my experience, there's a different kind of challenge where I want more of that because it requires you to pull up in a different way, if that makes sense.
No, absolutely. I think that's a great point. I'm glad you mentioned that. Even with like certain award shows, sometimes, when I say you more than one artist, you might be booked as a house dancer. So, I did like Soul Train Awards and we danced for like, it was like you said, like 10 different artists. So, you might not do all 10 numbers, but it's a lot. And having to switch up even with styles, just being able to make sure you not feeling like you are this one type of dancer with certain artists. Like, oh, I can dance all range of artists. That's a great asset to be able to have. Is like, oh, if I can be a house dancer, that means I'm able to dance with multiple artists in one show, and I can put all these folks on my resume and my reel. So now I got about 10 that fast. Got 10 artists in the bag, just like that. Got content just like that. So Soul Train is great for that. I know I think Hip Hop Honors. There are a bunch of other award shows. And they even did it, I think I don't know if that was BT Awards. Certain award shows, they just have them, even though artists have their own dancers sometimes. They do have like sometimes a set of house dancers, which is a great, great, great space to do. Now, keep in mind, you know what I'm saying, it's still a lot to make sure you're on point when you're talking about you dancing for a lot of artists, being able to learn a lot of choreography in a short amount of time. So if you're good at that, that's a great little spot to try to find and get in. Again, when you're researching these award shows, go and see, oh yeah, I remember this award show. They had I remember seeing these same dancers every so often that would show up throughout the show. That's house dancers. It's one check though, but the upside is that you get multiple artists in one setting. So it's not like you got to go do 2 different shows. It's like, I just locked in 10 artists on my resume that I dance for. That's lit. That's a great, that's a great, like, you know what I'm saying? I'll take that if I can't make that many artists. It's rare you get that many artists at one time, let alone getting a chance to dance for them. It's you like Robin. I did like Robin Thicke and CeeLo. You know, it was just like these are random art, two opposite ends of the spectrum. So, you know, being able to do all those in one setting is great. It was a bunch of artists, but yes, house dancers, you wanna find them too. Okay, go ahead, Alicia.
So one thing that I anticipate is the stage presence slash stage awareness, like being able to be aware of everything that's going on around you in case things do change last minute or in case any, any malfunctions. I know with the artist, if you're next to the artist and you have to think quick on your feet and try to help them out, whatever the case may be. And I say that because I've done live shows, but like live shows such as like Cyber Eye or Carnival or something like that. So it's not really a huge audience. It's just one floor, maybe two floors of people. But I'm thinking about when I get to bigger stages and then it's like you dancing from the people all the way in the back. And it's a different type of energy and presence that you have to bring to the stage that I'm really anticipating. And again, like finding your camera, I've heard that a lot of times in different intensives, like not necessarily looking for them if it's not in your way, but if it's going to be around you, like making sure you have that moment that when it comes to you, so you make that eye contact or make that connection with the audience at home as well. So I'm really anticipating that. That's something I'm excited for.
Yes, that's good. You brought up a great point about the camera now, because of like how award shows are so, or just the social media era we're in, a lot of performances that are live really are playing for camera, even though they're in this open space and the stage. So just keeping in mind of like the one shot vibes sometimes with the camera is like the camera has choreography too. So now keeping in mind, I'm actually, even though I'm live on the stage, it's really for the camera. It's not for the folks that's, so you might be standing behind the camera on the live stage, BET, but really, it's really about the camera. Ain't nobody thinking about this audience that's behind me. So keeping that in mind and like focusing, it really is, honestly, I'm gonna just be honest with the live shows. I don't want y'all to get caught up on trying to show off for somebody, that's sitting in the audience in front of you versus, those cameras, because it really is for everybody that's watching. They just happen to be in the space. Now, when we talk about tours and all that, I will get into that. But the live shows, for sure, you want to be mindful of the cameras, as well as be ready when they say, okay, this is actually, we're directing this for camera. So at this point in the choreo, yes, everybody is in the circle and we're all looking up. So, it's live. So we're looking up because the camera's catching this part. And then, or there's a camera that's lower, like down at the bottom of the steps. So it's like you'll have those type of performances depending on the creative direction, of course. And a lot of audiences, a lot of artists like to do their show catering to not the folks that's there, but everybody at home, which I love anyway. So then that way you don't have to feel like, oh, I'm trying to perform for y'all and y'all stiff because y'all ain't giving us no love or energy because y'all too famous and cute and celebrities to like get lit. BET Awards sometimes is lit though. They gonna get up and jam with you. But them other ones, like, if you do like the Oscars and like they sipping at their little table and you about to be bussing, it's not for them. It is for everybody at the cribs when you performing on those stages. Somebody, I feel like India say I really do love the chaos for the live performances. It's chaos, so I'm glad you ready. It is definitely chaos. That's the
my brain runs like 1,000 miles a minute a lot. So like I feel like I'm able to tap in kind of easily. I don't know if that's a good thing or a toxic thing.
Great.
I like it.
Yeah, we need it. We need it for sure. That's the thing. Go ahead, Tracy.
Oh, y'all said so many amazing things. I apologize. I'm on the road too.
That's okay.
But I was gonna say, with live shows, going from rehearsal to stage and having to adjust depending on the stage. Because there have been some performances for live shows where we're in this big dance studio and then we get to the stage and it's like this little thing and having to adjust and
Mm-hmm.
um, transitions changing on the spot. Because like tech rehearsal is 3, 4 hours before the show and figuring life out. Um, and I distinctly remember I feel like there was one performance I did, and it was for like a Club Jeté type of thing, where it was my first one. So I didn't understand that the stage that we had was smaller and it was like different levels. And we didn't rehearse that. So getting
Mm-hmm.
up there and being like, oh, okay, so we have to like jump off the stage
Mm-hmm.
within a 4 count and
Mm-hmm.
hit that movement, walk through the crowd, get back up on the second level within like 10 seconds, and like cardio and understanding that, and then having to cut a bunch of, counts and
Yeah.
come back in a different place that you did not rehearse and having to just do it real quick because you only get X amount of times to do the run through because there's
Mm-hmm.
multiple groups. So that part really stood out to me of like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like you said before, just being calm under pressure.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
just, I remember it was my first fever. We call it fever. So it was like my first fever appearance. And yeah, it was definitely a doozy. But it was so much fun. Like India was saying, like that there's the chaos, and you love in the chaos and it's like, okay, let's go, and being
Yeah.
amped about
Like,
that. But
I signed
ooh,
up for this.
yeah. Yeah, like you just gotta be beast mode with it. Like, okay, this is what it is, and we're changing half of the routine now. Cool. Like, okay, and it's smaller. It's like 3 times smaller. Right, got it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
I'm glad you
yeah.
mentioned. I'm glad you mentioned about the tech rehearsal because every live show before the live show goes live, they do a full tech of I mean a full run of the show. So like sometimes you have like the people that do like stand in for the artists or the presenters, um, and they actually go through the whole formalities of like, okay, best new artist, and they do that. They run the entire show as the run of it from beginning to end, whether the artist is there or not, dances or whatever. So that is your time to do the show again. So you'll have your own tech rehearsal maybe the day before for a certain number of hours, but then they actually run the show from top to bottom again before the show starts. And if you are like, let's say you're in LA, you do BET Awards. The BET Awards airs at 8 p.m. Eastern, so it's 5 p.m. Pacific time, and they will have done a run through of the show like from beginning to end that morning, like maybe like 10 o'clock. So you probably might have had a call time for the tech rehearsal for the second tech that morning of the show, and then after that, that's when you get ready for the live. So your job is to definitely take advantage of the tech rehearsals, or anytime you get on step foot on that stage, because that's all you get, and it's because after that, everything is like, we live, y'all, you know what I'm saying? It's it. So anytime you get the text, anytime you get a chance to get on the stage, just really try to get comfortable, especially like Tracy was saying about the stage is smaller now. And sometimes it's opposite. The stage is way bigger now. Like, ooh, I need another 8 count to make it out here because this ain't what we've been practicing. So, oh my God, the steps, it's more steps than I have been practicing in rehearsal. Or like, oh my God, I gotta go higher than I practice. So like that's your time to work out the kinks and just, find the peace in all of that somewhere, in the calmness as much as you can. But do that because you don't want the surprises once you live. That's it. Any special effects, I've been, oh Lord Jesus, like the water for me was a situation when we did Ashanti. I definitely like we did when I told y'all about the bad experience with Puffy and Dirty Money, but that particular award show was scary because that was one they threw on us these platform heels that we had not practiced in, and then there was just fog all across the floor, so we could not see. Like you literally can't see the ground. You don't even know where it starts and stops. Right? You just have to like you're trusting. Okay, I know where we're supposed to be, but like y'all done put all this fog out here and we can't see, you know. But now we're in these heels and we gotta still perform. We still gotta kill it. And strobe. So on top of that, y'all done added strobe in here. Now it's blinding. So I'm just like, you need to know all the stuff that's gonna be. Yeah, this ain't nothing like you know what I'm saying. None of this was in the dance rehearsal, so I didn't know all this is gonna be added. I want you to find all that out before as much as you can. Some stuff I know you may not know until it's happening, but that's going to also just remind like, hey, so for this performance, what are other special effects? Because I know y'all ain't about to just get up here blank stage and no effects. So is it going to be fire? You know, is it going to be some smoke that I need to know about? You know, what's happening? What we doing? Strobe lights? Will there be a disclaimer before this performance to tell people at home, you know what I'm saying? The effects may affect, like I need to know these things, because if y'all think you about to get on stage and just dance your little heart out like how you did in class, sadly mistaken. They about to throw the monkey wrenches at you. So your job is to make sure, I know that there's going to be more stuff involved in this outside of what I'm wearing. We figured that out. Okay. The heels. All right, great. What else? You know, all the risers that y'all have been practicing on are not like the ones for the show. The show risers look different. You know, there's an extra set of steps, or there's no railing. You know, like, ooh, no railing. You know, I want to know all of shit that's gonna happen before, so I can best prepare. You know, that is your job, but that's also their job to inform you and get you as comfortable as possible. You know, if there's hazard involved, you need to know that. You're like, oh my God, I didn't know that pyro was gonna show up at the end of the show. Nobody told us. You know, I could have got burned. You know, I could have gotten, like, if I didn't know that this thing that's right here in the front, if I didn't know what that was, were there safety meetings? Do we need to have safety meetings? Like, these are all the little things that you just want to be mindful of, because it is important. A lot of dancers will get hurt. You know, the toasters, you know, there's y'all saw Chris' show? They got holes in the ground, you know, in the stage, it's dropping out. You know, it's like, you know, am I wearing a harness for all of whatever? I just want you to know about it. It may not happen. You may not have to do any of this stuff, but more than likely at some point, if you get to a level of like these award shows, yeah, you're gonna be wanting to know what's going on. Cause as bright light as it is in this tech, I know when the show starts and y'all count down, it's not gonna look like how it looks right now. There's going to be something that's going to have some effects, and so I just want to be ready. I just want to know what it is. What's the creative? What's the all? Have your question, even if you don't get them, even if you don't ask them up front, like just have it written down so that when it's time and then there is a safety meeting or if they are talking about the creative, you can either get the questions answered, or you can ask then and there, because somebody else may have the same question, or you know, they don't even know to ask. They just ready to dance. And it's like, ooh. Mm-mm. So yeah, so that's good. Okay. Who do we ask about special effects, safety hazards? Normally production that's for the award shows has like a stage manager or a showrunner, or you know, people that are kind of overseeing the whole production side. They will absolutely, they know everybody's show set and what's involved. Like because these are things that every artist and creative director have requested for the show. So like, oh, this performance is going to have pyro, and they're going to have smoke, and they're going to have, strobe light. Okay, so if that is in the show, they have to tell everybody, hey guys, we need to have safety meeting for this number. Okay, this song is going to have this, that, and the other. At this time in the song, this is when this pyro will go off here. This pyro is in the front of the stage, and this pyro is on the side. Like, they'll tell you all of it. So they have to have the safety meeting for that. Anything that is hazard, that's extra pay. Period. They will definitely try to slip it around and not say nothing, or like, oh, hey, this is hazard. Just FYI, that should be included on the contract. If it's something that you feel like affects you, sometimes it's not really, if somebody else is doing something that's hazard and it ain't you, it's fine. So just be mindful of that. But yeah, production team. It's gonna be somebody from production that's gonna talk about that, and even for the artists too, they be needing to know like what's happening on my set. I'm doing what now? I'm coming from the ceiling. Okay, I got pyro in my show. Okay, cool. Oh, it's gonna be some fire. It's gonna be some water. It's gonna be whatever. They have to know that as well. Okay, cool. So next, I know Diamond, we was talking about, and Keontae was talking about just what you are anticipating for when you start doing your live shows. Some of the things that you will be looking out for, or got your eyes out on, because it's going to happen. But we're just kind of having an open conversation about some of the things I want y'all to be ready for when we're talking about you getting ready to go live on BET Awards with such and such. What are some things that you want to be looking out for or ready for?
I'm definitely glad that you brought up the special effects, because I'm like, yeah, I'll definitely be the person just dancing, not looking to see no fire and nothing extra sparkles happening. So yeah, I need to I definitely need to make sure I'm listening for when somebody calls a safety meeting. And of course, last minute changes, that's something I definitely always expect, like on sets, period, creative, anything, photo shoot, no matter like what, something's gonna change. So that's part of the game. Was it something that you said that you wanted us to say that we didn't know that to anticipate, or just things too that we weren't?
It can be both.
Okay, well, those are my two. Yeah, those are my two.
No, those are good. Definitely the safety meeting, because you don't really think, when you think about dance, you don't really think about like being hurt, or like, what I'm saying, in danger. But to the contrary, especially when it's with live shows, because most of these artists be trying to outdo everybody. So especially if it's a dance artist or somebody that's like, high energy or whatever, they want all of it. They're like, okay, yeah, I want to jump on the ceiling, I want lights, and I want that. So, when you start talking about, definitely fire is common. That, and it's, when we talk about tours, that's a whole nother conversation. But on the live shows, depending on what type of artist it is, like if it's like a rock band, or y'all have seen these award shows, and you can see hazard isn't always like that either. Hazard can be, oh, we're sitting on top of this fence, or I've seen like Ice Spice, like she started on top of the basketball rim. So like, you up in the air, that is, what I'm saying? It's like, ooh, okay. And it might be something where everybody's up in I've definitely, like, everybody's up in the air, so like just kind of being ready for those type of things. Like I said, the fog is very common. Everybody just wants smoke all out the stage. Even like what's the is it hot ice? Is it hot ice? Where it's like similar to fog, though. I think it would probably be the same, but like it's like the mist. Just kind of just having your dry ice, yes, like kind of having your bearings on everything about the stage, because you know there are elements that is a part of the create. Even Doechii, I mean, I did see some of her show. You know, they're on conveyor belts, so it's like it's moving. You know, while we dancing and jumping. Yeah, it's now that I think about some of these shows, to be like, yo, these artists be really, or it ain't necessarily always the artists. It be the artists and the creative directors, and they just want to just go above and beyond. So just be ready for that, and then also the assisting with artists on stage live. So like, oh yeah, the artist is doing a quick change during the middle of the song, you know, or like you got to help with the belt or unhook, you know, they're coming down, you got to unhook it. Everything has to look seamless. You know, it can't look like it's not openly happening. So just being that level of like intentionality and focus and trust is important. But yeah, those are good. Those are great special effects that you're gonna be there.
Can I mention one more?
Mm-hmm.
One thing that is surprising for me that I experienced doing a live show, I did like a performance for African artists, and I didn't know it was cultural for them. Like, if something is nice and you killing it, they throw money. So as I'm dancing and as everyone is dancing, they're like just throwing money on the stage. And I was confused because, like, you know, I got on a little leotard and fishnet. So I'm like, do they think we strippers or something? Like, what's happening? Like, why are they doing this? This is so crazy. But it's a cultural thing. And I asked them about that. And they're like, yeah, that means you're doing a good job. So me not knowing what the heck is going on, I'm like, is this for us? Is this for the artists? Should I take it while I'm dancing? Like, what's happening? But it was, yeah. So
that money was for you. You should have picked it. That money was for you.
Somebody else picked it up in a box
on you.
And
it's your money.
Someone else picked it up from like who worked with the artist. I've never seen that money again, but the whole stage was filled. Like it was filled. It was absolutely crazy. But
that happens at the end of the pose. Yeah, you finish. Go and pick that money. That money.
Okay, that's good to know.
Anybody you, that's your money. They kind of did you a little wrong, or whoever his manager. You.
That's messed up.
Any me. I'll spray at your birthday party, your wedding. You've seen all Nigerian.
Yeah.
You're entertaining me. You're doing something, or I'm celebrating you. That was.
They gave it to the artist.
Of course he did.
Oh my God.
Of course he did.
I didn't like. Now I'm like, dang, like I didn't know that.
That's a whole nother.
That's another story, but long story short, I think for me, one expectation that I'll probably have for myself is moving forward is if I work with an artist that's not necessarily within my culture, seeing what the norms are. Like I didn't expect to have like money thrown and stuff like that. Like money could have easily been like a beach ball or something. I don't freaking know, but like, you know, just things being thrown on the stage. So just being aware of that. That might just be that culture, but like if I was to work with like a Spanish artist or something like that, maybe they have something in particular, or maybe an Indian Bollywood artist or something. I don't know, but you know that that was a interesting experience. And another thing is I've worked with an artist who got in a huge altercation and they kicked him out. So the dancers are just kind of sitting in there. We're all looking at each other like, so are we performing? Do we still get paid? He's leaving. Are we supposed to leave? You know, so just sometimes it's not the dancers. Sometimes it can be the artists too. I think sometimes maybe I'm just speaking for myself, but sometimes we can look at the artists like, you know, they will always have their things together. And sometimes they have things as well. Like they're people, you know, so.
No, yeah. Every artist don't have together. Every camp don't have together. So that part. And I'm just, you know, to be honest, like, yeah, you just hope and pray. That's what I'm saying. You got to be about it. Really be like, hey, these are the type of artists and people I want to work for, work with, have around. Every job will not be, I don't know. Every job won't be like the top tier job. So, you know, it is what it is. But yes, your goal is still to be able to work, you know, consistently and work with whoever especially with the war shows. And now they're on the war show, they doing it because whether they knew, I don't care about if they're pre-show, like BT has a pre. Yes, them too. I will do the pre-show because they're already in the synergy. Like, oh, if I do the pre-show, I can see myself already going to the stage next. So those are great spaces as well to be on. But yeah, y'all get it. Every job, every artist ain't everybody ain't got it together, but it's okay. You know what I'm saying?
All right. That's what we love.
It's all right. Okay, last one, Diamond.
Yes, can you repeat the question again?
I was just asking, like I had when you go back and watch it, I'm just talking about live shows and stuff to be ready for and looking out for. But I was curious, what are some of the things that you all as dancers are anticipating? So like, let's say, oh my God, I'm getting ready to do BET Awards. What's something that you would be like anticipating once understanding you about to do the show?
I know what I'll be anticipating is, okay, so my number one is hazard. Okay, so like what are we working with? Like I'm the quick one to like ask a question before then. So I am like, what are we looking for? And like just like just watching the state, like watching what we're performing in, like just watching it for myself.
Yeah.
Watch, okay, this is where I'm gonna be at in space. So how far do I have to move? Or can I move like wider? Can I move? Do my movements have to be like smaller? And just like making sure I have my cues and know like, okay, this is coming up and you have to do a specific thing, or you have to do a specific thing with the artist. So honestly, that's my expectation, is just to have the mindset and of knowing, okay, so you about this, it's about to come. So watch your surroundings, watch the stage.
Yeah.
Is the stage big or small? Okay, so whatever it is, you know how far you gotta go.
Yeah.
And like just asking questions definitely to the stage manager. Okay, what are we working with? Yeah.
Yeah, those are great. I think she made a great point about just some of the stuff is going to be on you, like I said, and being aware. Like if there's anything, some of the things that are pet peeves for me with dancers is you come to me with the problem without a solution, right? So, you know, you have to be smart on and off stage. So if I know, I'm already anticipating a problem because the 8 count, that how it's choreographed is I come in on this count of 8 and whatever. If I know I'm not going to make it based on what we did in the rehearsal, I'm not going to go tell the choreographer I ain't going to make it. In my mind, I'm already solving the problem. I'm just going to either come out an 8 count earlier or 4 count. I'm going to solve the problem, and I'm going to say, hey, before I was coming out on the 8, I'm going to have to come out on the 4 before now, because that way I'll make it to the spot in time. So I'm going to offer the solution, even if they haven't even thought about it. Let me tell you, they're not thinking about nothing about your steps, and they just making sure you better be there. Like in their minds, everybody just make your spot. It can't be, I'm watching it. I didn't make it because, I only had 4. So what? Why didn't you make it? like the solution is going to be this. Okay, let's solve it now. So we solving problems. We going in knowing it's going to be a problem. So let's go ahead and solve it now. I don't have to go tell them, hey, there's a problem. I'm not going to make it on the 8 count. Like, I'm gonna solve it. I don't even have to address it. Okay. I'm going to solve this problem because me and her are supposed to do this part, but like she's got to make it to this. Like I'm solving whatever these issues are amongst each other, amongst myself. I'm not bringing a whole lot of problems to the artist or the choreographer or the creative director. Just don't do it. Just like it, and if it's something that they have to fix, let them fix it. But if it's something that you can actually do on your own, try your best to be that solution oriented as often as possible. Like just being a smart dancer on and off stage. And just who are the people, like she said, the production stagehand people, like get to know them, hey, this person over here, he handles the mic. Okay, great. If there's something that a solution that needs to be solved with the artist or with the mic stand or with the prop or with the whatever, just be 10 steps ahead of everything that's going on in real time. You can't be late to the party. Like, you should have figured that out before we started. You knew this was going to be an issue, but you waited until we actually ran the show and decided to say, I'm late because I was supposed to come out on right. So those are like little things. I know some dancers don't necessarily take the initiative to solve because they feel like the choreographer is supposed to tell them everything, when really it's still your job to make it happen. Okay, I don't give a damn when you go out there. Just make it happen. Make it on time. Be there. Okay, I don't want to hear, oh, I thought we. And when I say I'm speaking for people that have hired you, okay? Because there are so many other moving parts that are happening. They don't have time to be thinking about your 8 count that you didn't make it. All they see is you didn't make it. Whoever else on the other side made it because they knew. They said, yeah, I'm gonna be late, so I'm gonna go out a little early. I'm paying attention to all of that. And your job is to do that. Like, that is literally your job, is to fix it, make it happen. Don't come to them with no problems that you don't have the solutions for. Period. If it's something that's out of your control, yes. But like, make sure that you can do your best to bring a resolution to the problem. That actually goes across the board. It's not even just for live shows. This is like dance life 101. If there's a problem, I'm going to already have a solution to it. Oh, I can't make that show, but I got somebody to replace me for it. Like, oh, I'm gonna be late, but I've already got in touch with such and such, and I'm going to get the notes, and like, I'm already solving the problem that I'm bringing to you. Don't bring no more problems to somebody that already got a lot of problems going on that they trying to solve. They can't solve yours either. And if you become a person that helps relieve some of that, you're always going to be working because they know you can handle the problems. If it's a problem that shows up, I know she gonna handle this. So I ain't got to be worrying about it. You've solved it before it even got to them. Hey, so the costume said that they gonna whatever because woo. So we took care of that. Okay, oh, thank you. Thank you. You helped me out with that. I don't have to be worried about costumes. Or, hey, yeah, hair people said, but, I'm going to make sure that I woo. Like, I'm just throwing out because people come, oh my God, hair said that they can't do this because, or makeup said that we gotta, or, like, no problems. Don't bring no problems. Don't bring no problems. Be a problem solver. That goes across the board, but especially with live shows, with the artist and director, creative director. If you can help solve, hey, yes, I can help the artist on this part because, I can just come out a little earlier and make sure that they have their shoes switched out and tied up, whatever. I'm just making up stuff. Like, I can help solve whatever problems y'all got going on. I'm gonna help solve them. That's my job, as well as dance, as well as, do all that stuff. But if you can be smart on and off, not just a great dancer and that's it. It's like, you're a great dancer, but you didn't know not to come out earlier. you didn't know not to see. You see the artist was struggling on that part. You didn't think to make sure that jacket was tied. You saw that the mic pack was falling off and you just let it slide off. You didn't think to go and pick it up. You see the hat is on the ground. You didn't think to pick the hat up and run off stage. Those are like smart dancer moments, like, I'm a finesse and like make sure her shoe is tied. I'm whatever. I'm thinking of all of the scenarios that will happen. And yeah, I've seen artists fall. I'll be like, how? There was all them dancers right there. How did that happen? Nobody was looking at the artist. Nobody was looking at the artist. Oh my God, what happened? Like, dang, the art, Glow is a great example. Like, Faye saved the day. Everybody was talking about Faye. It wasn't even, I mean, the show was good and the dancers killed it, but what was everybody talking about? Faye saved the day. She held on to Glow's back and was like, "You good? I got you, solid." She immediately became valuable. She was already valuable because she'd been with her, but she immediately raised her value. Like, Glow ain't never gonna not have her with her. It's like, you are always with me because I know you got my back. If there's a problem, you're gonna solve it. You're not worried about these steps. She's not thinking about no steps. The girl's thing is top about to come off on live television. What are you gonna do? You gonna just keep dancing and her whole top is off? Like, what? That's crazy. No, I'm gonna make sure you good and we're gonna ride out and hit it. You know what I'm saying? And everybody, that was such a great example of smart dancer, on and off. Smart dancer. She understood, like, this ain't about me. This is about her or this is about him. You know, so those are things that will help solidify you in the dance game, but also keep you working and locked in with people because you get it. You dance great, but you also understand all of the other moving parts that is just as important, sometimes even more, to be honest. Sometimes it's like, I need somebody that understands it and not just worry about dance life, you know, because you're gonna dance, you're gonna get your dance on. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna dance. But what else? Are you gonna understand that you gotta help make this thing, you know what I'm saying, end good? So I was like, thank you. Faye, I've seen too many artists that I'll be like, where are the dancers? Why are y'all not making sure that they good? How did this happen? How did she fall? How did the mic do this? How did the whatever? So that's your job too, unfortunately. Once you sign on to once you sign on to dance, you are no longer a dancer. You become the support team. I am the support team. Yes, I dance, but I'm the support team. I am here to make sure things run smooth with my dancing, but also making sure the artist is good, make sure the choreographer straight, creative, whatever. The whole thing runs like a smooth ship. You know, we gotta make sure it's good. Other than that, it's gonna be hard to like keep consistent jobs. So yeah, so that's pretty much overview of live shows. My same rules apply with time management and just being punctual, being ready, being focused, no distractions. It'd be a lot going on. Like y'all said, it's chaos at these award shows. So, you can easily like, oh my God, we about to go live now. What? Nobody's, just like being ready. Be aware of everything. Double check, triple check, quadruple check everything about you. Clothes, hair, wig, jewelry, no slip ups, the heels and the like just you gotta just be on it. And it's just more of a safety thing than anything. This is it's live, so it's only got one time. That's it. And it's over in the blink of an it's like it's over. It's over. It's over. 3-4 minutes, you're done. And then you like, okay, next. So just keep that in mind. You'll do a ton of award shows, live shows, but every show should feel different. You should get better and better at performing live. You should not be the same dancer. Every live show should feel different, look different, and perform and execute different, better actually. But yeah, that's it for tonight. Your homework is going to be, I already kind of told you, but the homework is to chat GPT, ask when and where are all of the award shows for 2025 taking place, so that you can create your own calendar. And not to say that you want to do all of those shows specifically, but you do want to get an idea of like the type of where they are and when they are in the calendar year. So, annually, like BET every June, VMAs around every September, depending on September, August sometime. So just get familiar with your own personal dance award show calendar. And then start setting your sites, award shows and like festivals, maybe like the Coachellas, Rolling Louds, like the festivals, even overseas. Like, don't tell y'all, Australia lit, okay, litty in the city. I wouldn't go there again though, but I did one in Russia. Like they be having. I mean, hey, they bring it. Now I went to Nigeria twice for one of them big shows. So Africa is like South Africa. They have a lot of shows there too. So you can say I mean, you don't have to limit it to the United States, but it's more knowing. Once you know, like, how many shows they got in the year? You mean to tell me I can't get on one? Nah, please. So that's your homework. Look up award shows, festivals, and TV shows like late night, morning. So like the Good Morning Americas, the CBS Today, the Jimmy Fallon, and just you need to know these shows so that you can say, okay, I can go get a check over there. Okay, so let me find out where they at. And some of these shows they film every day. The night shows, award shows. I mean, the night shows and the morning shows every day or during the week. So, all righty. I heard they're bringing 106 & Park back too. That will be amazing if they bring 106 & Park back. That's artists all day. They're gonna be on there all the time. So
I hope they really keep the essence. I just hope.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah,
like,
they'll probably
that's what I'm like
on it, obviously, with this generation, but the premise of it with bringing artists on there with interviews and performances, like I'm hearing so many. It's scary because so many shows I've done that don't exist anymore. But like there were so many just daytime shows that they just gone. Like y'all would be like, what show is that? What show? Oh wow, yeah, like Mario Lopez, Ryan Seacrest.
Oh, so awesome.
Oh my God, TRL, of course, 106 & Park. Man, those shows are great. So yeah, I mean, it's all evolution. There'll be some more.
And the spring break shows used to be so good.
Spring break shows,
like Spring Bling, MTV
I know.
Spring Break.
Yes.
I know.
I missed it.
Yeah.
I did want to go to college to learn, but that was really why I wanted to go to college. And then when I got there, I said, hold on, what's going on?
It wasn't the same. It wasn't what I thought.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Let's start putting that in the atmosphere. I'm pretty sure they're going to be having some more shows. As long as it's like, those are considered kind of scripted a little bit. So I think that, it's needed for sure. It's needed. But yeah, that's your homework. So, all righty. Well, I will see you guys on next week, and we'll be getting deeper into tours. So excited! Going on tour. Hey, we going on tour. Yes, load up the bus. All right, y'all have a good night.
Bye. Thank you so much, Kiki.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Good
night.
Bye. Have a good night.